What if I told you that a humble legionary marching across the dusty plains of Gaul 2,000 years ago possessed a level of financial certainty, wealth protection, and long-term stability that the modern working person can only dream of? Behind the grand battles, the gleaming armor, and the iron discipline of Rome's imperial machine lies a deeply guarded economic secret, a masterfully crafted system of compensation, guaranteed land grants, inflation hedges, and retirement windfalls that made the average Roman soldier wealthier in real terms than many of today's middle-class workers. Tonight, we step beyond the dusty pages of standard history books to explore the hidden financial mechanics of the ancient world. We will pull back the heavy linen curtains of history to discover how a simple peasant could join the ranks, secure a lifetime of inflation-proof wealth, and retire to an estate surrounded by olive groves. Settle into the darkness, let the quiet weight of the modern world fade away, and prepare your mind for a deep, mesmerizing journey into the surprising economic realities of the ancient past. To understand the astounding wealth of a Roman soldier, we must first step back to the quiet reforms of Gaius Marius in the year 107 before the Common Era. Before this pivotal moment, Rome's army was made up entirely of land-owning citizens who had to purchase their own armor and return home to their farms after every campaign season. But as the Republic expanded, this old model collapsed under its own weight. Marius transformed the military into a full-time professional career, opening the ranks to the poorest citizens of Rome, the propertyless masses known as the proletarii. Imagine being a young man in ancient Italy, working long hours for a wealthy landlord, facing rising bread prices, uncertain work, and a life of quiet desperation. Joining the legion was not merely a military enlistment, it was a golden contract with the state, an absolute guarantee of financial ascension. Upon signing his name to the military rolls, a recruit was promised a fixed, standardized annual salary paid directly in silver denarii. In an era where paper money did not exist and modern currency devaluations were unthinkable, a silver coin held pure, intrinsic value. The silver in a soldier's purse was universally recognized from the foggy shores of Britannia to the sun-baked sands of Egypt. Unlike today's worker, whose hard-earned savings are quietly eroded year after year by invisible inflation and rising living costs, the Roman legionary was paid in a hard asset that retained its purchasing power across decades. Furthermore, the Roman state provided basic room and board. While a small fee was deducted from their pay for food, clothing, and weapons, these deductions were fixed, controlled, and predictable. A soldier always knew exactly what he would earn, exactly what he would spend, and exactly how much silver he would accumulate over time. There were no unexpected rent hikes, no predatory interest rates on consumer debt, and no volatile stock markets threatening to erase a lifetime of savings overnight. The silver accumulating in the legion's central bank vault was solid, tangible, and growing every single day. But as substantial as this steady silver salary was, it was only the foundation of a far greater, life-changing financial fortune. As the months turned into years, a legionary's wealth grew through mechanisms that modern financial planners could only dream of crafting. Chief among these was the donativum, a massive, sudden cash bonus awarded to the troops by emperors seeking to secure their loyalty upon ascending to the throne or celebrating a monumental victory. Picture a cold, misty morning on the northern frontier. The soldiers stand assembled in tight, silent ranks within the timber fort. An imperial messenger arrives, bearing heavy wooden chests sealed with gold wax. The messenger steps forward to read a decree: the emperor has bestowed a special gift upon his loyal defenders. Suddenly, every soldier receives a lump sum payment equivalent to several months, or sometimes even several years, of their base salary in pure, unadulterated silver. These unexpected windfalls acted like high-yield performance bonuses, allowing soldiers to rapidly compound their personal net worth. But where did they keep this growing mountain of silver while marching across rugged wilderness and fighting bitter campaigns? They did not carry heavy sacks of coin in their packs. Instead, the Roman army operated a sophisticated, highly secure internal banking system. In the center of every military camp, directly beneath the sacred shrine where the legion's eagle standard was kept, lay a fortified underground vault. Here, military scribes tracked every soldier's personal savings account on clay tablets and papyrus ledgers. A portion of every paycheck and every bonus was automatically deposited into this vault, earning no interest, but protected around the clock by elite guards and the sacred aura of the eagle standard. When you compare this ancient arrangement to the modern financial landscape, the contrast is striking. Today's worker must navigate complex, predatory financial systems, volatile markets, and constant fee structures just to preserve their wealth. The Roman soldier, by contrast, enjoyed absolute asset protection. His bank was guarded by the most formidable fighting force on earth, his money was made of pure precious metal, and his balance was backed by the full power and authority of the emperor himself. Yet, the true climax of a legionary's financial journey did not come from his silver savings or imperial bonuses, it came on the very day he laid down his sword for good. After 20 or 25 years of faithful service, a Roman soldier reached the absolute peak of ancient financial security, honorable discharge, known as missio honesta. On this day, the veteran received a retirement package that would make any modern pension fund look entirely pale by comparison. The Roman state did not simply hand retiring soldiers a modest monthly stipend and leave them to fend for themselves. Instead, they were granted a choice between a massive lump sum cash payout, often equal to more than 13 years of base salary, or a sizable, prime grant of arable land in a newly founded military colony. Imagine stepping off the parade ground for the final time as a veteran in your early 40s, in the prime of your life. You are handed the deed to a farm spanning dozens of acres of fertile, sun-drenched soil. This land was not a lease or a temporary rental, it was absolute private property, owned outright, completely free of mortgages or land debts. With this land, a veteran immediately transitioned from a soldier to a respected landowner and agricultural entrepreneur. He could build a comfortable home, plant olive groves, cultivate vineyards, and raise livestock. The farm provided complete food security, a steady stream of passive income through the sale of surplus crops at regional markets, and an asset that could be passed down directly to his children, establishing multi-generational wealth. Consider the modern equivalent. Today, the average worker spends 30 to 40 years paying off a 30-year mortgage, accumulating vast amounts of interest debt just to own a small plot of suburban land by the time they reach old age. The Roman veteran, having served his 25 years, was handed a debt-free, revenue-generating agricultural estate entirely paid for by the empire. He retired with no debt, a steady agricultural income, a substantial cushion of stored silver, and high social standing in his community. But to truly appreciate how this remarkable system reshaped the ancient world, we must look at how these military colonies turned sleepy rural frontiers into sprawling engines of economic prosperity. When thousands of veterans settled into a new region with their land grants and silver payouts, they did not simply build quiet farms, they created economic powerhouses known as coloniae. Cities like modern-day Cologne, Valencia, Lincoln, and Merida all began as planned retirement settlements for Roman soldiers. Picture a sleepy valley in northern Spain or along the banks of the Rhine. Within a few short years of a legion retiring there, the landscape is completely transformed. The veterans used their accumulated silver capital to hire local craftsmen, construct sturdy stone villas, dig irrigation canals, and pave smooth stone roads connecting their farms directly to major trade routes. These colonies became vibrant centers of commerce, innovation, and stability. Because every veteran in the city possessed significant wealth, high purchasing power, and a shared bond of military discipline, these settlements enjoyed an unprecedented level of internal security and economic vitality. Local merchants, blacksmiths, potters, and wine traders flocked to these towns, knowing that the veterans had silver to spend and a deep desire for comfort and quality goods. Furthermore, the veterans formed the new local aristocracy. They sat on city councils, built public bathhouses, funded temples, and sponsored grand festivals. The wealth earned on distant, dangerous battlefields was poured directly back into the local economy, lifting the living standards of the entire region. While modern retirement often involves withdrawing from active economic life and relying on fixed investments that are subject to market volatility, the Roman soldier's retirement actively generated new real-world wealth. He became a pillar of his community, a driver of local commerce, and a guardian of regional stability. His wealth was not an abstract number on a screen or a paper certificate. It was built of stone, oak, fertile soil, and pure silver, tangible assets that stood the test of time. When we step back and look across the centuries at the quiet economic genius of the Roman military system, we find a profound, thought-provoking truth about human security and wealth. The Roman legionary did not possess modern technology, digital banking, or complex investment portfolios. Yet, through hard physical assets, standardized real pay, guaranteed biological support, and debt-free land ownership at the end of his service, he achieved a level of financial tranquility that remains remarkably elusive in our modern world. Our ancestors understood something fundamental that we often forget in the rush of contemporary life. True wealth is not measured by endless complexity or abstract financial instruments, but by certainty, simplicity, and tangible security. A warm home, a quiet piece of land, a reliable food supply, and freedom from crushing debt were the true pillars of ancient peace. As you lie back tonight in the cozy safety of your bed, insulated from the cold and the noise of the outside world, let the quiet lessons of history wrap around your mind like a heavy, comforting wool blanket. You do not need to solve the complex puzzles of tomorrow tonight. Allow yourself to feel the deep, timeless comfort of knowing that humans have navigated the uncertainties of life, economics, and survival for thousands of years, finding warmth, peace, and rest at the end of every long journey. Let your breathing become slow, deep, and steady. Feel the weight of your body sinking effortlessly into your mattress, completely supported and entirely safe. You are warm, you are secure, and you are free to leave all the cares of the waking world behind. If you found comfort and peaceful fascination in this quiet journey through ancient history, please consider subscribing to Boring History Before Sleep, and leave a gentle comment sharing what historical era you would like to sleepily explore next. But for now, let your eyes close, let your mind drift smoothly into the quiet dark, and surrender to a deep, beautiful, and utterly restorative sleep. Good night.